So this week I've been doing soccer coaching things. 'Cause I'm the soccer coach for my school, which is awesome and terrible at the same time. We've had about 45 guys come out for the boys soccer team, and I can only keep between 16 and 18 of them, depending on what I decide. That sucks. The main reason that really sucks is because kids really put in the effort, and there's some of them that just deserve to be there, but there's not space for them, and it kills me to have to tell somebody that they can't play, not because they're not good enough, not because they didn't try hard enough, but just because there's not enough space. It murders me. In addition to that, the weather's been ridiculously awesome. It's supposed to snow. I'll believe it when I see it next week, but the weather's been beautiful, which is awesome. It's been great for soccer tryouts. It's been great for just the general well-being of everybody. I think everybody loves having nice weather. And I've been reading a lot more. I'm almost finished an entire half of a book in a week, which I don't know the last time I did that since the Hunger Games. Yes, I like young adult novels. But one of the things about this book, it's a teacher book. I'm sorry if you're watching this, you're one of my students and teachers saying, bleh. But it's a thing about a cool idea called Genius Hour 20% Time, which is something I'm really interested in, both professionally and personally. It's just something that I would have loved to do as a student, I think. But the cool thing is that we talk about failure, and I talked about failure last week, and failure is something that keeps coming up in my brain right now, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if I'm failing at something, or if I want to encourage my students to fail, or what's going on. So I think today what I'll do is talk about one of the biggest academic failures I've ever had. But before I do that, let's go to a different setting because the chair I'm sitting in is squeaking and I'm not a fan of it right now. I'm a middle school teacher and my biggest academic failure ever comes from middle school. I was in 7th grade and I sucked at English. Like, there's being bad at English and there's sucking at English. I was on that end of it. It's not that I didn't understand what was going on. It's one, that I was lazy, and two, that I never really fully had the training or vocabulary that I needed to be successful in the class. As background, my teacher was a college professor. An adjunct college professor, but a college professor nonetheless. And as a 7th grader, she expected college level work. That's not a bad thing. She expected amazing things out of us, and at the time I did not appreciate that, but as a adult, as a college graduate, as a master's graduate, as a high school graduate, as a middle school graduate, I appreciate it now because it taught me more than what I ever understood. So our assignment, or quiz should I say, was to look over a paragraph, and the paragraph had 25 errors somewhere in it. Either on pronoun usage, comma usage, semicolon usage, which I still don't understand, or something along those lines. And we had to find the 25 errors. We got a point for every error that we found, and we lost a point for every error that we got incorrect. For me, I was not going to pass this no matter what because I was terrible at this stuff. I didn't understand it, and I was kind of deflated at this point because the motivation, the love of school was gone from me. And that's not blaming my teachers or anything like that. That was my fault. It's because I didn't put in the work, I didn't put in the effort, and I didn't put in the desire to learn that I have now. So, our goal again was to find 25 errors in a paragraph. I found 25 errors, but I found 25 incorrect errors. Or should I say, I found not enough to give me positive points. The errors that I found were wrong because they weren't wrong. They were fine. The things that I thought were wrong were perfectly fine. And that probably encapsulates a lot of my problems in English class in middle school. Is things that I viewed as not being correct because I didn't understand everything were actually correct, and the things that I thought were correct were wrong. So yeah, I kind of, again, was a sucky English student. My end grade for this assignment, this quiz, this thing that I put on a tally sheet, which was before we had like computers do everything for us, was a -3. Again, a -3. I got less credit for this assignment, doing what I thought was right, than what I would have gotten if I didn't do the assignment at all. My grade not only went down, it went into the negative. I had a negative percentage in my class. But what I really learned from that experience is, number one, what I don't want students to feel like. But number two, I felt like what it was to fail and to have a failure not really matter. I failed in such a spectacular way that I'm not sure that anybody else really matched me at my middle school ever. But that failure, that such lack of worthwhileness, what being, ignited something in me. It pissed me off. It got me more angry about school than I've ever been. And I'm not somebody who gets angry easily. It changed me. It made me want to be better and not to feel like a failure anymore. It shaped part of who I am now. It's strange to think that little experiences like that, one quiz, think of how many quizzes you've taken in your life. Most of them you probably have no idea what was on them. But I had one quiz that impacts me today. It makes me think about what I do, how I do it, why I do it. It does it today. So yeah, I failed horribly. Like, really horribly. But I'm still here. I'm still doing what I love to do. I'm still teaching. I became a teacher. That in itself should be enough of a kind of a motivator here. Is that I became a teacher. I did something where it was so bad, so awful, my teachers probably thought I was worthless, that I did something about it. I changed what I became and set a new course based off of that one single -3. It's not a badge of courage or anything that I wear. It's not a mark of awesomeness or a mark of sadness that I have. It's an experience that I had. And I had a teacher with me who wanted me to be better. Didn't always agree with the way that we did it, but encouraged me to be better in a different way. Did they kill my grade? Absolutely. Am I better for it? Yeah. So academic failure in general, it should be encouraged. It's something that you should experience, and if you don't, there's a problem. Failure is a good thing. It's something we should encourage in ourselves, something in our students, because a failure means you're trying. A failure means you care about something and you're going for it and giving it an effort. If you don't succeed, that's okay, but a failure is a step in the right direction towards finding the wrong path. When you find enough wrong paths, you find the right path. So again, failure is something I've been thinking about a lot. I don't know why, but that word is etched in my brain right now. I can't think about anything else than failure. And I thought that I would share my biggest academic failure with you.